What's going on, guys? This is the PlayStation Backbone 1 controller. It offers remote play and support for any iPhone games that offer controller support. It's super game changing. It's actually one of the newer ways that I like to game now, and I'm here to give you a nice review and talk about it. Now, the packaging was very nice. PlayStation did a great job yet again. And inside that packaging was a black Backbone box, and inside that box was the beautiful Backbone 1 controller. Along with it came the quick start guide, a safety manual, and an adapter for those of us who have bigger phones. Now, straight out the box, the look of the controller is beautiful. Looks just like any other PlayStation part or accessory that's come out for PlayStation 5 thus far. That white, black, and blue is looking good as new. The feel of the controller is nice, and the buttons, triggers, and bumpers work the exact same way as the PS5 DualSense controller. Only thing missing is the haptics and vibrations. Now, as great as this bad boy is, I do have a couple concerns. One, even though it's nice to touch, the controller is also a little slippery. It's a little too smooth, and unlike the PS5 DualSense controller, it's very small, meaning that it can kind of slip out your hands if you're not careful, or if you're not playing with it in an upright position. If you like to lay down and play with your handhelds, this thing could definitely fall on your face. So that's one of my concerns. I wish that maybe they had added some grip to the controller, or gave us some optional grip to go buy and then place on the controller like you can with other console controllers. That would be huge. Second, the thumbsticks. They're very small. I don't necessarily have a problem with small thumbsticks, but they're very small. Like, it definitely makes me feel like I'm playing with a toy rather than a revolutionary gaming device for mobile gaming. If they could make those thumbsticks a little bigger, that'd be better, because I wouldn't say that I have big hands, but I would say that they're at least slightly above average than the normal person's hands. And I found my thumbs on the thumbstick, I definitely had to be a little bit more purposeful with my movement. Again, I got used to it. Like I said, I really like this piece of gaming. Like, this is really dope. I was thinking about returning it, decided not to. I am going to be using this on a day-to-day basis whenever I want to game. So trust me, I got used to this. I love this thing. But these are a couple of the complaints. But let's move on to some of the other things. Like the fact that you're not subscribed. You want better content? You want better videos? Press the red button. It helps me out a lot. Thank you. The buttons and the layout to access other things on the PlayStation are a little different. You'll notice for the thumbsticks that they took the asymmetrical layout, which isn't that bad, but a little surprising because, it's a PlayStation-based mobile controller, so I expected the even PlayStation layout, but either way, still works, and I still know it's a PlayStation controller. The way that you record and capture screenshots and record gameplay are both on the left side of the backbone, the far left being the screenshot button, and the second to far left being the record button, which will record all your gameplay and save directly to your phone, which is an incredible touch. Then on the far right, you have the menu button that will give you the ability to pause your game. And next to that, you have the backbone button, which is literally just the button to send you back to the Backbone app immediately, which is a really nifty button because right there is everything that you need to have. It'll give you access to your remote play and Backbone apps and App Store apps and Apple Store apps and everything that can possibly be done with this controller, which I think is really dope, and great job on adding that. My only problem is that in order to use the full extent of the app, you need to have the Backbone 1 Plus membership, which is a $40 a year membership that gives you the ability to have all your App Store, Apple Arcade, and remote play apps in one place. You can even stream directly to Twitch from the app, along with many other features that come built into the app. I think it's actually awesome what that app is capable of. I just don't like that I have to pay $40 for it. I mean, I bought the Backbone 1 controller. Why do I also have to buy the membership? Or at least can't we cut it down to $20? I don't know, maybe I'm just being a penny pincher here, but I do think that's a little whack. But I also do get it. Listen, this is a great device, and the app is also just as good. If this was whack products and whack software, I wouldn't co-sign it much, but they're really good. So they could make the argument that you're paying for what you get, and it's honestly a great experience. But if you decide not to pay for the Backbone 1 Plus membership, you can still have the Backbone 1 app just as a way to continue updating the Backbone 1 controller firmware and things of that nature. If you decide never to use the Backbone 1 app or have the Backbone 1 Plus membership, you are still able to play any App Store, Apple Arcade, or remote play games that you normally would outside of that app. Now, using the controller is very plug and play. All you gotta do is open it up, put your phone in there, and then boom, you're ready. Now, if you have a bigger phone like the iPhone 12 Max or the iPhone 13 Pro Max and things like that, like I have, it does come with an adapter for you to use and make sure that it fits more comfortably into the controller. But if you lost the adapter or if you didn't have the adapter, you could still use the controller with the bigger phone. Just understand that it won't fit as comfortably or as snugly as some of the smaller iPhones, but it can still be used. Just know that you have to use it a little bit more delicately so that it doesn't, there are no damages to the controller or the phone. And setting up remote play for this thing is pretty much as standard as it was before. All you have to do is enable remote play in your PlayStation or your Xbox and then start to connect your phone to the system like usual. And in remote play, the backbone is very reactive. I felt little to no lag. I felt little to no obstacles in playing all the games that I like. This controller is now officially the best way to do remote play on your iPhone. No longer do you have to use your touchscreen to get it done or try to use your DualSense controller. It's, both were clunky and just not as efficient as what this is now. So we can now move forward into a brighter future. But I do not recommend you trying to play console multiplayer games using remote play. While it can be done, I would argue that it shouldn't be done. Remote play, as great and as good as it is, does add a little bit of input lag that will affect your gameplay in fast-paced video games. And on top of that, the controller itself is not really optimized for fast-paced console gaming. It's for mobile for a reason. So in short, if you're trying to do console gaming with remote play, you are not going to win a single match, my friend. Unless maybe if it was perhaps a fighting game or maybe even a racing game, okay, you might have a chance. But a console shooting game using your phone, you're trying to compete, please, come on, you're insane. But if you want to use the Backbone One to be good at mobile shooting games, oh, then you're a genius and welcome to the club. Because with this controller, you will be mowing down your enemies like it's nothing. It's going to be a breeze. Because mobile shooting games are still very new and a lot of people have not adopted the appropriate hardware or software for the best possible performance in these games, you will be leagues ahead of your competition. I mean, take me for example. I'm not even good at shooters and I was dropping 20, 30 bombs light, easy with this controller. So it definitely was an ego booster. And and if you need one of those, go get the Backbone One, go download Call of Duty Mobile and start feeling good about yourself. One of my more favorite parts of this controller is that you can actually charge your iPhone through the bottom of the controller. It has like a pass-through function, so if you are low on battery, you could just charge it and continue playing games on the Backbone controller, which is fire. And on the bottom to the left, you have the audio jack, which again, you can use to put in headphones and have a more immersive feel with the game, which this controller, like I said in the beginning, is just killing it. And as of today, the controller costs $100. It's relatively easy to get at this point. You can buy it off Amazon or go to your local Best Buy or even maybe a Target and get this bad boy. And it comes with a 1-year limited warranty. So if you're a person who tends to use warranties, go read up on what is allowed and what is not allowed to, return or get this thing fixed or replaced. But at least it's some type of warranty and it's 1 year, so you have time to figure that situation out. I recommend this controller 100 out of 100 times. It's probably the most fun I've had in mobile gaming since the Nintendo DS days. So I'm riding with this one. I hope they continue to make better versions, and I hope they take some of my critiques into account so that we can maybe make it a better controller and a controller that other people can use more easily. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Peace, man.